Hey guys, today we're going to paint a minnow style lure, and we're going to paint it, kind of replicate the Sexy Shad color. Now, we're going to use the wrap, and we're going to use the material you see so many other people use. It's just basically to try to get your scale pattern on top. Now, a lot of times you're going to paint it, say in the Sexy Shad, you're going to paint it white. You're going to put your wrap on. You're going to put the light blue across the top, take the wrap off, and there's your scale pattern. But I thought we'd try to do something a little bit different. We're going to try to put a dark color on, then put our wrap, then come back with our light blue, and see if we can get that dark to show through for our scale pattern. Stick with me. Alright, well, first thing we're going to do is give it that basic base coat of white. We always do. We want all of our colors to show through the right color. And the way, of course, they'll do that is if we start out with the base coat of white first. Alright, there we go. Get the brush cleaned up a little bit and move on. Alright, we have our base coat of white, and as I said, we're going to end up with a Sexy Shad type pattern. So we're going to have the real light pale blue with the white on the belly. I probably won't put the yellow stripe in. We really don't have that type of shad here in Nebraska. But we're going to want to go the scale pattern, and I want the scale pattern to show up dark instead of white. So we're going to paint now with the Createx Pearlized Blue. So I'm going to put a pearlized blue. I'm just going to go on top. Have no need to go in the belly. We'll just go right down the back. We'll go a little bit down the side. Going to go down about halfway. There we go. That's all we need. Now let's take a little bit more on that side. Get that a little darker. I'll make sure that shows through. There we go. There we go. We're going to cover some of that back up anyway, so it's not going to matter. Okay, I got the real dark blue, left the belly alone. Now, going to get the heat gun, we're going to dry that really good, and then we'll put our wrap on. We have it all dry. We're ready to put the wrap. And as I said, we're going to use the basic stuff that pretty much everybody uses. But there's lots of different things you can use. I've seen small bags that you buy. That come in mesh like this. This happens to be material picked up at Walmart. In the fabric section, it's called crinoline, C-R-I-N-O-L-I-N-E, crinoline, and that's what you can buy there. The holes in it are kind of hard, they're oblong, or oval in a sense, so I like to run them lengthways with the lure, not up and down. I think that looks a little better for the scales, representing scales anyway. We're just going to get it on here, get a good tight fit on here. Get one more pinch right down in here. The belly is not going to matter too much because we don't care about this on the belly. All we really care about is up above. Get that back off one more time. Get that through there. There we go. All right. Mainly want it on the top. We don't really care what's going to happen on the belly, because sometimes in a wrap you're doing the entire lure. All we care about is the top right now. Alright, so we got a wrap on. We hang that for a second, and we're going to come right back with our opaque white. The same color we used on the base. We're going to do it again, because again, if we want to put the light blue on, in order to get the light blue to look good, it has to be white first. So now we'll paint the whole thing white again. We'll go all the way down to the belly and everywhere, paint it all. That way if we got any paint down towards the belly, we'll cover that up. And hey, we never know, if we scratched a little bit or something putting this on, we'll cover up the scratches. Alright, there we go. We're all over white again. Let me wash this out real quick, and we'll move on. All right, now before I put the pale blue on top, I'm going to come back a little bit more on the belly here, and this time I'm using Createx Pearlized White. I've got the base white on, and now to give that pearlized effect, we're going to come back, give us a good coat of pearlized on the belly. All right, let me wash up and we'll move on to the next one. Okay, as I said, we're going to do this in the Sexy Shad. The Sexy Shad has usually got a light blue on top. Now in the past, I really like this Walmart Cool Blue. I've used that a lot. But for today, I think we're going to stick with Createx. We're going to go with a Createx Transparent. And this is called Caribbean Blue. So Createx Transparent Caribbean Blue. We're going to go just right down the top. So that's all we need on this. And just go right down from front to back. We're not going to go too far down the sides now, just a little bit. Not as far as we did with the dark blue. Get a little around that head, around those eyes. That's it. I'm going to stop right there. All right. Now, let me get the heat gun. We'll dry this. We'll take the wrap off and see what we did. All right. Let's see what we got. All right, our dark came down farther. Doesn't show up a lot. I mean, the scale pattern definitely does show through good. But I have to admit, I didn't get quite as much dark up here as I'd like. Got plenty down the side, but you know what? We might go with this. It still doesn't look that bad. I'm going to do one thing yet. Let me kind of reach over the camera here a second. Need a little Createx Opaque Black. Yeah, I just put a drop here on the paper towels, all I need. Just going to take a Q-tip. And we'll just go right back here and just put a spot right there. And get a little more paint on me there. A spot right there. There we go. All right. Came down a little farther on the scales and we 1 or 2 on the bottom, but hey, I can live with that. You know, in my case, there's a lot of people really work at replicating something else. They'll find a lure and they want to make it exactly the same. There's other people who want lures that are just perfect. Every detail's there. The bluegill pattern's got the little black mark or whatever. I paint lures to catch fish. And I'm figuring sometimes I think we give fish a little too much credit for how smart we think they are. I want one that kind of matches something else that's working. I think this is going to do that. We're going to put a set of eyes in and a top coat. We'll see where we stand. Well, there we go, guys. There's the Sexy Shad. Hopefully we can get that thing out the lake. See if we can catch a few fish with it. Hey, thanks for sticking with me. Subscribe to the channel if you would. Hope to see you again real soon.